Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is where we embrace our crochet ADHD and have fun doing it. This is Willow. So I have a Christmas market in 3 days and it is at a dance studio. I'm trying something brand new, so let's go over it and you can tell me whether or not you think it's a good idea. Okay, so I'll go ahead and move this way so I can show you guys a map of the venue right here. I'm in space 3 and 4. So I did get 2 vendor spaces. They were like $38 each. So I spent like $78 for 2 booth spaces. And I know it kind of looks kind of crooked, but the way it goes, actually, if you have watched my dance studio market vlog before, I've actually done the studio before and I have the same exact spaces as I did last time. And I just make it one long wall of tables. And where I stand behind, I have my checkout counter and it actually looks pretty cute. So I'm really confident that I probably won't have any trouble setting up, even though I do have new products and a whole new kind of setup this time for this booth. And that is what those 2x4s are for, and we will get into those later. But I am actually really excited for this, and they have this set up in such a brilliant way where all of the students, you can see the little footprint marks, and they have to walk all the way through all of the vendors, to get to the back studio where they get dressed for their performance, and then they come out and do their performance. And so it is a great system of how they do it. I am like one of like 3 or 4 different crocheters there, so I'm a little worried about that, but there were other crocheters there last time and I still made quite a bit of money. So I am very excited about this event. Okay, so if you have not watched my granny square video where I came out with a whole bunch of different things that you could do with granny squares, I found so many different patterns. It was amazing, okay? I am working on these right now, and this is going to be a hand warmer. Sorry, my brain stopped working. This is going to be a hand warmer. And so I'm actually really excited about this. Let me show you some pairs that I've been working on. So this is a pair I've been working on, and I really love this yarn right here, and this is how they look. Really nice. I actually really like these. They're warm and they're cute. Super simple to do. Okay. And so there's those ones. I made these ones. Really like this yarn. This is how these ones look. I can show you. Right? I really like them. I really like these. I'm really excited about these. I made some plain black ones. And I really like this yarn too, but I did do this one in a bit differently. I didn't just seam it down the middle. I actually connected it with another granny stitch. So I did watch a separate video on how to do that in case I needed to like size it up a little bit, you know? And so these ones are a little bit looser, but they still feel really good. And I honestly love them. And then these are some other ones that I have made that I already had made. There's these ones. I have these ones. Really excited about those. And I actually was making these with like this brim on the edge of it, and I actually really like that. That's where the fingers go. And so it just gives you like the little like sweater vibes. I absolutely love this. This is the front post, back post double crochet. And so I do that for those. This one was going to be kind of more like Valentine's Day themed, like a heartbeat. Really liked those. I thought those were cute, just my own idea. And these were just freehand. No pattern was followed for these, but I kind of I mean, I did the same for both of them, obviously, but I just wanted to make some chunky ones and I thought these were awesome. So I do have another pair of these in gray, but those are mine. So I will get into my plan for these because all of these have a specific plan that involves those. So stay tuned for that because I want to know what you guys think about it. So one of the kittens found a bell in the back, so ignore the tinkling sound if you can hear it. But I did make a few more octopus and I wanted to make like a Christmas theme one. So what do you guys think of this? I tried to make it look like little Christmas lights all over it. I didn't do like a black strand because it's hard for me to make a solid line go curvy. You know, I have a hard enough time on the eyes. So, but I really am excited about this. I think it's really cute. I really hope this little guy sells because this is the only Christmas market I believe I'm doing. I tried to find one in December, but it's pretty far away. I have a friend that does them, but it's pretty far away. And so I also made this little Santa octopus. I made him purple with a little Santa hat. And these are pretty much the only really Christmas theme items I have besides this. I made this little Christmas tree. I believe I showed you guys a few videos ago. So as far as like actual Christmas theme stuff, y'all, I didn't get a lot done. I got these done. I don't know if I should try to crank out a little bit more. I was going to try to make a gnome for my big shelf, but I don't know if I can get that done. Okay, I did make some more loaf cats because I sold probably 22 the last time I was at this market. And I made these with those confetti eyes that I showed you. They're like all kinds of sparkle. And I thought these eyes went perfectly with this yarn because it's like all of it crammed into there. And I absolutely love this. It's gorgeous. And I made another one. I think I have, let's see, 12, 24. Probably have around 30. So we'll see. I probably have enough. I don't have as much as I did last time, but I probably have enough. But if you guys would like the pattern that I use to these, this is not my pattern. But I will put the link to the loaf cat pattern that I follow, and I will also note the differences that I do. So I do follow a specific pattern, but I don't use plushy yarn. I use 4-ply worsted weight yarn, and I use a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. That is how I make them this size. And I also use 18 millimeter size eyes. And I believe the pattern I follow, she uses like 12, I want to say. And she uses a bigger hook, so hers comes out bigger. And I believe she uses plushy yarn. But this is how I make mine. So I did adjust it for my liking. I sell these for $12 a piece and they fly off the shelves. Okay, one of the new things I am doing, and I believe if you guys have been keeping an eye on my channel, I have an elf accessories tutorial that I've been doing. And since this market is completely like a child market, it's all geared towards children, I am definitely launching this here. I have made an overabundance of elf scarves. And when I say like, I haven't counted these yet, but there are so many. And these work up in like freaking less than 10 minutes. It's amazing. Okay. I have so many elf scarves. I made them in so many different colors. So easy to do. So definitely go check out that tutorial because I've made a whole bunch of those. And I've also made a whole bunch of elf hats. And so these are just like little beanies. Let me pull a few out for you. Right? So like they're super cute. I'm most of them are sparkly, some of them aren't, but most of them are made in sparkly yarn and I have them in all kinds of different colors. Oops. All kinds of different colors. And I'm not sure exactly how many I have. I haven't counted them yet, but I will be selling these for $5 each as well as the scarves. And I feel like since the scarves are going to be, I mean, those those are like 5 minutes worth of work. Okay, so I feel like even though I'm charging $5 for these, which you guys are probably gonna scream at me for, but I feel like the scarves make up for that. So this is a elf sleeping bag, and I've made a few of them. They're absolutely super easy to do. I have the pattern for this on my tutorial page. So if you want to know how to make the hat, the scarf, and the sleeping bag, definitely go check that out. I believe I have 12 of these made and I'm going to be selling these all of the elf accessories for $5 each. And so my hope is that they just all fly off the shelves and I sell out. That's my hope. So that is something new I will be doing at this market. Also, I made a two-parter video on pattern roundup for Mother's Day on all these patterns that I thought would be great for Mother's Day. So I mean that'd be great for Christmas too. So I have made these little face scrubbies and these are made out of cotton yarn and I have made a lot of them. So all kinds of different colors and I will tell you what my plan is for these right now. These are made, they're like a puff stitch and I love them. They're so easy to work up. They work up pretty fast. It is really easy to follow. And I believe this is a YouTube tutorial, so you can do it with her. And I will be selling this for $5 each, but I have a plan. Okay, on to my big plan for some of these items. So I have purchased these bags, and these are like party favor bags, same size, and they're all Christmas themed. Okay, so they have like snowmen on them, Santas, all kinds of, they're all Christmas themed. I forget how many are in here. Let's see, 144. Well, 144 pieces. That's probably counting these. So I'm not exactly sure, but I bought a pack of these. Okay. I also bought little tags. Okay. And these are pretty good size. I like these. I also bought a 4-pound bag of chocolates, of Christmas chocolate. Okay. I also bought a big box of candy canes. Big box of these, okay? And I bought like 600 stickers. And so these are all kinds of different kinds of stickers. They're fun. Some of them are more kiddish, some of them are more for adults. But this is my plan. I'm going to put probably 3 to 5 stickers in each bag. Each bag will have a candy cane, and each bag will have a couple pieces of candy. And I'm going to have 2 categories of bags. One's for $10 and one's for $20. The ones for $10 are going to have $15 worth of stuff in them, so they'll be getting a little bit of a discount. The ones for $20 will be like, will have an equivalent of at least $25 of stuff in there, which is like an extra keychain, okay? So my idea was to put in the $10 bags was to put 2 face scrubbies, so that's automatically $10, and a keychain, in addition to the candy cane chocolate and stickers. And I'm going to call these stocking stuffer kits. So that was my idea. And I was like, stocking stuffer kits, you know, if they got teens or whatever, because some of these girls that are like in their preteens or teenagers and who, you know, they're all into skincare and stuff like that. So I'm going to put these in the $10 ones. And maybe a loaf cat. I'm not sure because those I sell for 12 and I could throw an extra keychain in there and they're really getting a bargain. And then my idea for the $20 bags was to throw maybe a couple loaf cats in there, but I was going to throw my hand warmers in there. So I was going to do, you know, the candy cane chocolate stickers, hand warmers, and maybe a couple keychains because I have an overabundance of keychains. If you watched my last market vlog, you will know that I barely sold any keychains and I made so many. So I haven't even been updating my keychains because I think I have enough. So that is my plan for that. And on the tags, I'm going to write exactly what is in each bag in addition to their price. So they know exactly how much of a bargain they are getting. And these pieces of wood that are back here, this is my idea. Okay, since each of the bags are going to be stacked up on my table, like lined, you know, and they're all going to be leaning against each other. The very back ones are going to have something to lean on. Otherwise, they're going to fall on the table. So my idea, I got these 2 pieces of wood and I cut them way too big. Okay, they're 4 feet each. I'm probably going to have my husband cut them in half, about 2 feet, because that's probably all I need. But I'm going to then take them and put them in an L like this. He's going to screw them together like this. I'm probably going to wrap them in wrapping paper to make them look cuter. And then it's going to be on my table facing this way. And all of the little bags can lean up against this. What do you think? That's my idea. It was the only thing I could think of to give them a backdrop so that they wouldn't fall off my table. So this is the plan for this. And yes, it is way too long. I just got one piece from the store. It cost me like $3.50 and a free cut. So, but my husband's going to cut it in half. We're going to do that. I'm going to wrap it in like some sort of like red and white striped um, wrapping paper to make it look like a candy cane type thing, I was thinking. And then it'll be at the back of the table. And then I can stack the bags on top of it, and maybe even my sign could go on top of it. So that is my plan for those stocking stuffer kits. And I'm really hoping that they work well. I'm hoping that the fact that I'm going to have a $10 bag and a $20 bag is like a difference, you know, that maybe I don't know. I'm tell me what you think about this because I've never done this before. I'm really excited about it. As far as all the Christmas stuff items that go, you know, I made those 2 octopus and I have all the elf accessory. So I hope it really goes well. I know that I will record after the market is over and I will let you guys know how it went next week. So definitely stay tuned next Wednesday because the market recap will be on there and we will find out how this went. I'll show you guys my setup and everything. So stay tuned for that. Let me know what you guys think. I definitely am going to have other stuff there. I didn't go over every single little thing. These are definitely my new products. So if you want to know some more of the products I have, definitely go check out my last market vlog where they put me in the very back corner because I went over everything that I made. So I'm going to just be updating my spreadsheets for this market, using the same numbers I had for all the last inventory because I know what's there, adding this new stuff in. Yeah, wish me luck. And I will see you guys next week. And remember, above all else, Jesus loves you. Bye.